And she, by the way, is a candy corn snob. Welcome to the Tuck Shaw Podcast. It's Wednesday again. How you doing, David?
I'm doing well for a Wednesday.
It's I was thinking you over the weekend because now we're going to have this conversation, and this may determine the fate of this show.
Okay.
Sarah found for me a bag of only black licorice jelly beans.
I saw that.
Explain why I'm right, or get out of my office.
I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
You're a traitor to the.
No, the black ones were the ones that you didn't eat.
I got a bag for my desk.
I see that. And then sometimes the white ones had a funky taste to them.
Oh.
Did you ever get a white one in there?
Yeah, the white ones aren't good.
Yeah, so you'd be like, maybe I'll try a white one.
Coconut or something?
I don't know, but then you put them in your mouth.
Black licorice jelly beans.
No way.
To the point I went Monday and because it was on clearance at Walmart.
The black licorice jelly beans are the candy corn of Easter. You love her head. I know people that love candy corn.
Sarah loves candy corn.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
And she, by the way, is a candy corn snob. It has to be the right brand.
Let's stop this conversation before it gets into circus peanuts.
I like circus peanuts.
Oh my God.
But I was so excited. Black only.
Yeah,
only,
I saw that.
Not in the mix, but a bag of just. And when I looked, I didn't see the bags of other flavors.
Well, maybe the black licorice took over.
No, there weren't even spaces for it. I'm just saying it's
maybe it's a movement.
It is.
It could be. Yeah.
The black licorice jelly.
You either love them or you hate them, I think.
They're great.
Yeah, well, I think that's like candy corn. You just can't. Let me a little bit of that. Can I get a little bit of that candy corn? Not a full serving. A couple of beans.
Yeah.
No, love or hate it. I'm not a licorice. Red licorice is about it. Never was a black licorice kind of guy.
Okay.
Or candy corn or circus peanuts.
That's disappointing.
So if we ever get in some sort of zombie apocalypse and we're in a Walmart trapped in the back room, we can go into storage and say, okay, Matt, these are yours.
I don't have to fight anybody.
You're good. You're good on these three items here. You're good to go. Yeah, you're good to go. The rest of us will fight over fresh produce.
Well, that's horribly disappointing. No, apparently it's a pretty rare thing. No one seems to be.
Is it?
Super supportive of the black licorice candy beans.
I bet there's
jelly beans.
There's support groups. I'm sure.
It should be people out promoting it.
There's probably recipes for them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
something.
Like black bean soup.
I don't think it'd be that good. But no, apparently it's not as popular as I would have hoped.
I don't know. I bet there are people out there. Start the movement, man.
If you like it, please drop us a note on the show. Send us my email's down below. Explain to David why he's wrong and I'm right.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm wrong or right. I'm just saying it's what people do.
Anyway, that was the highlight of my week. It's that stretch towards the end of term where everything gets a little crazy. So a brief respite from the insanity with jelly beans.
There you go.
Other than that, how was the rest of your week?
It's good. And it's you're right. We're at that time of year where you never know what to expect as far as weather or what to wear or what 58 degrees really feels like or what 60 really feels like on a mountain.
We're 4 Saturdays away from graduation.
I know. Well, it's like a month. Yeah. Yeah. Think about that. And that's a magical time. You remember when you graduated.
And if you are, before I forget, if you are coming to graduation because a family member is graduating and you haven't talked to us, we will have a table and a booth set up. And since you're an alum, you would be entitled to our handouts. I think we're doing shirts again.
We're going to do shirts again.
So if you're an alum, and not even just graduating, but if you are alum seeing somebody else graduate, come find us.
And we still have a good many parents of alum. So say you're an alum that is a parent, and we'll give you a bonus shirt.
Yep.
Give those. So yeah, come on, stop over. And it's I mean, the shirts are really, I don't even say they're the cake, because the icing is the story.
Yeah.
Whenever an alum comes up and says, hey, I went to school here, or, these are my kids and they now are graduating. And that's that, that's.
Was it last year or the year before the couple came over and had a kid graduating, and she explained to us that this was their fifth through here? And she grabbed shirts for everybody.
Yeah, we were fine with that.
She was clearing out the Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. Her and her husband, I think, both went to school here. Or one went here, one went Oakland.
No, I think he was working in Oakland.
There was some sort of adult.
It was a
some
PIC
parent connection.
Down with
Oakland's
Oakland's
then they had
campus.
5 children. This was the 5th of their 5 children.
All came through UPJ.
Coming through UPJ.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are great stories.
Very
great. Very
pretty
good.
neat.
Very
So yeah, we
cool
love
stories.
talking to people. If you're back, if you're a parent, if you're a sibling and you haven't seen, come on, come on by the table. But
Get
until
you some
between
swag.
now and graduation, we got a bunch of things that are coming up that I know we like to talk about first. This Saturday is the chemistry.
Yes, is celebrating the legacy of Dr. Elizabeth Bell Lancella as part of the Spring Chemistry Alumni Seminar. That gets underway at 10 o'clock registration. So brunch starts at 10:30. Brunch is closed. So we've got all the RSVPs for brunch, but the alumni seminar starts at 11:40. There'll also be refreshments served there. So say you just want to come up and hear some of our alum talk about their experiences post UPJ, you're welcome to come in. So we're excited about that. The 3 alum that are going to be our featured speakers are Dr. Heather Eckenrode Stifler. She graduated back in 98. Dr. Joshua Moore, also a 98 graduate, and Autumn Nicole, an 06 graduate. So they'll talk a little bit about chemistry and natural science post UPJ. So
it sounds weird, but you went to this event last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't around a brunch, but you went to the event to talk to some of the alumni that came, and you actually found it pretty interesting.
It was. It was 2 individuals that presented, and one, it was like food chemistry, like processing chemistry, and just how important, and again, I'll say it again. The connecting of the two, or how well they were prepared when they left. Like, they went into, working for a large company, and they were well ahead of being able to do testing. That they were like, okay, today we're going to do a seminar on how to do these and they were like, we already know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's neat to see, because these aren't, 06 is as recent as it gets, but 98, that's over 20 years ago. So there's a lot of story between 98 and now. Even 06, that's 20 years ago. So it's not, you get alum that get out there.
It doesn't feel like it, but you're 100% right. You're 20 years into your career, you think 06 wasn't that long ago. But
no.
It was 20 years. Yeah.
I granted, all alum are important. And it's interesting, I talked to a couple alum last week that, you graduated in 2024, 25, what have you been up to? And they're kind of just getting started. But when you get somebody who's been out for 20 years, a lot of different stories. So if you just want to come up and spend the afternoon listening to seminars, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Just make sure you stop in at the registration. We'll get you some swag, and we'll make sure we know you're here. So yeah, that's this Saturday. Next Saturday, I did want to make, that's the ASCE Mid-Atlantic.
That's the 18th of April.
The 18th, correct. One quick program note, and we'll send something out. The mixer that was Saturday night has been moved to 2 p.m. So we'll be there earlier in the morning until through the mixer, again with swag. If you're coming to that, it's still out there on Facebook. You may want to RSVP or let us know you're coming.
Yeah.
It'll be more of a hospitality room sort of mixer for alum on the 18th. So that I wanted to make sure that we talked about that programming change.
Yeah, that's important. Just a slight time change on that one. But the events are still going on. The Steel Bridge Concrete Canoe is on Sunday out at the Queen Mahoning. There's robot battle bots.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
And this is all down at by the way, at the new
Yeah.
Newsland University Center. So down at the what it was formerly MetLife, now the new Newsland University Center for us as well. Also, don't forget the day before that, on the 17th, is the Human Trafficking Conference. We're partnering with Senator Dush's office. The registration for that one ends the 10th, so you want to get that in if you're looking at coming to that one. Got a good turnout for that. I'm really excited. The Attorney General is going to be the keynote speaker.
Cool.
So that should be pretty interesting to have him on campus. And then our alumni board meetings the week after.
We have Hall of Fame that day.
Hall of Fame is
That's
that
still
afternoon,
open,
that
so
evening.
you still get a meal there.
Yeah,
You
you can still
let us
register
know.
for Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Which is always a cool event and a cool turnout.
Yep.
You kind of can see that stuff. They put a lot of effort into it, and it's I always and I've talked about this with Abby a little bit. I talked about it with the late Pat Pecora a good bit over the years, that when you actually sit down, and by the way, our guest today is one of these types of people that it's like, you think, when you don't know college athletics, you think, oh, they don't even have a football program. How good? No. Pitt, UPJ has a very good long history of some really, really amazing athletes. It's not a surprise to anyone who's been here, an alum and stuff, but the people out in the community who don't think about it.
Yeah, they repped
good.
off the mountain. Like these are athletes, and you know who you are. You repped like beyond.
Yeah.
You know, if it was PPAC, not PPAC, if it was PSAC, or whether it was West Virginia Conference, the Mason-Dixon Conference, or NCAAs. I mean, there are people that they're noticed beyond just here. And I always say that the student,
Rich Reagan was on a couple weeks ago. Is a good example of that.
And student athletes always they've got to carry the burdens of being a student and an athlete, which, you know, I'm sure you see a lot of, you know, a team has to leave on Thursday, or there's a Friday game, or there's, you know, they're gone for a good part of the weekend, they're coming back. So it's a
And I always give them a lot of credit on that one, and that the student athlete side of it, when you hear about it is when you go wrong. It's massive football program that this person was never seen on camp, but they're playing. No. These are students first.
Oh yeah.
And that's a mentality that started long ago. That started with the coaching staff. That started with the administration and the students. They're on it. They'll turn in work early. They'll be working at late. They'll take their equipment, their laptops on the road, and while they're in between events or meets or whatever,
or
working on
van
homework and making sure,
sure.
because their goal is to graduate.
Yeah.
And they do.
So it's a
Give them a lot of credit.
You're carrying, So it's also, you're right. It's a neat event because you go back. It's usually on a nice evening when the weather's fine, and it's neat bringing people back, and it's neat whenever you listen to the speeches. Always makes it sound too formal, but whenever the athlete gets up and talks about their experience at UPJ and post, they're always interesting to listen to. But one last thing coming up this month until we get into prior to graduation is the Rollins event, the alumni pub night at Rollins in the Strip, the 30th, 5 to 7. You can register for that. The numbers are building. So if you're coming down, let your friends know. And again, it's going to not cost you anything. Bring your stories, bring yourself, but make sure you let us know you're coming so that we can make sure that we have enough appetizers and alcohol for those that are coming down. So, a lot going on.
It's a very busy couple of weeks getting into graduation. And then graduation the second, and then then we get into... I was looking, I'm like, I have one more event on my calendar. It's on the wrong calendar. If anyone's in Guystown listening, spring cleanups on the 5th. Not related to this podcast whatsoever. But anyway, any of these events, you missed something you want to learn more about, and you weren't 100% sure. As always, my email, David's email, right in the description of the show. Shoot us an email. We love talking to you. reach out, and we're glad to get you the links. That'll be below as well. But if you just want to see something else and or have an idea, shoot us a contact email. Absolutely. Or send us an email, and we will gladly respond to you and talk to you. And
all suggestions will be considered.
They will be. Other than that, I think we should probably go listen to our Alissa on our interview.
There you go. Absolutely.
All right, let's go take a listen to that. Alissa, you found the office.
I found it.
No real
Wasn't
problems?
as bad as I thought.
No, we're not far off the beaten path.
No.
Usually I'd tell you to listen for the insanity out here, but it's a little later in the day.
I was going to say, it's pretty quiet because we're running out, so I got a good parking spot.
Nice. Alissa, for those who don't know, introduce yourself.
Okay, my name's Alissa Mincek, was McKinley, graduated from UPJ in 2005, and now currently am helping on the alumni board, which I really enjoy.
What did you study when you were here?
I studied business management and marketing.
Okay, another good. See, you should have come over with me to my business meeting.
Yeah, marketing, though, is non-existent from what I went with because they had Microsoft Access when I was here in school, and that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
I teach it.
Oh, my heavens.
I teach my database course. We just finished Access. Yes, it does exist. I don't know how much you get used to in the marketing side of things, but I will drag people through the database world without remorse.
Wow. Yeah, there was no Facebook, no TikTok, no any of that back then. So
is that what you came in wanting to do? Or business marketing, did it catch your attention when you eventually saw the program?
It definitely caught my attention. I liked the marketing aspect back then. Just getting to talk to people, getting out there, it kind of went 2 and 2 together. Mm-hmm. Business management, marketing, that way then you can do you were all around circled.
Because this has been back in 2005, so that would have been a straight business degree with the concentration program.
Correct,
switched.
with tracking
the tracks have gone away and they're actually specific majors now.
Okay.
Oddly enough, talk about how the cycle comes. The discussions now, should we just have a general business where you could pick a track or get a major? It's like, we can do everything.
Yes.
Now, as David pointed out a little bit ago in the intro, it is 20 years ago. Which,
thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
Don't worry, I feel horrible.
You're right there with me.
You don't get to see it like I do every single day, realizing that I'm the only one in the room that was alive during 9/11 is a very sobering event for you. So you don't see it every day. Listen.
I did mention at work the other day about Apple IIe because our computers have the green screen.
Nice.
And my 3 coworkers that I work with in the credit department had no idea what an Apple IIe was, and that hurt my feelings a lot.
Remind me to show you something when we walk out. Anyway, so you actually have a kind of a travel story how you got to UPJ. Because
I do.
You are local.
I am local.
You and I went to high school together.
Correct.
But you didn't originally come here.
Correct.
Where'd you go first?
So, well, like most people, I went to Richland High School, so I didn't want to go to UPJ. That was right across the street. So I was being recruited for volleyball. We were well known at Richland for that. I got recruited to Clarion, which I really, really enjoyed it there. After the first year, it was a lot of volleyball, not much schooling. Yeah. I needed more schooling and less volleyball. So after 2 years being up there, I called my buddy Coach Horner, and he had a spot for me and made the best decision I have ever made. To come back to UPJ and play 2 more years of volleyball here and get lots of good friends and lots of good schooling here.
And when you talk the volleyball, because the athletic thing is kind of interesting, is you didn't play volleyball. Like, you played really good volleyball. Like, to the point where it's recognized by the program good.
Yeah, so
I don't understand volleyball. I'll try my best to sound like it, but
yeah. So I was a huge blocker. That was my thing. So I was number 1 in the NCAA for the number of blocks per game. So I was nationally ranked my junior year.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, thank you.
Really good.
Thank you. It's something I'm very, very proud of.
And oddly enough, Dave and I had the conversation a lot, and I think you hit on it, it's the combination of athletics and academics.
Correct.
And I think we do a really good job balancing both of those out.
Amazing. Incredible. Because when I went up to Clarion, if we weren't practicing, we were in the pool or weightlifting. And by the time I got back to my dorm, my apartment, I was still up till 2:00 trying to get homework done or projects done. Mm-hmm. And back here, I just found my enjoyment back in volleyball and education all in one, because it wasn't overloading on either side. Volleyball, you came to practice, you were done, you completed, you went to tournaments, and you were back at it, still enjoying the school life, the friend life. So there was a lot of personal time included in that. So yeah, again, it was one of the best choices I made.
How did you start with the volleyball?
So it was a family thing. We always played volleyball in our backyard. My brother was really into it. I actually disliked volleyball up until 8th grade. And then I got into it slowly, and then I really got into it come high school and then extremely in college.
It's kind of an interesting how those things kind of do work in, and you get that kind of, we hear that story so much on the show where it's like, oh, a relative or a family thing, and it kind of turned into hey, I can do that here.
That's right.
And that kind of seems like the same sort of story.
Yes.
Do you get back to many of the volleyball games currently?
Not as much as I would like to. I live in Central City. Not that it's terribly far away, but I do have a 7-year-old, so she's into her own things, and so it's not as much as possible. But I did get to participate in the 50th anniversary. We came and played and got to see a lot of amazing people that have been here through many, many years. So being a part of the Alumni Association, I find out a lot of those details when things are and get to help out there. So
when we talk about it at the beginning of the shows, that David and I go through the calendar, that's the kind of stuff Alyssa's talking about. Come to these events.
Yes, they're incredible. You'll never know who you're going to meet. There was a lady that played that probably graduated. Let's not even guess. I'm saying she's going to be about 60 years old, and she went and played in the alumni game, which was incredible. Incredible.
Doing better than me.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Me.
No, it's really neat to have these events and turn out, and you've spoken at just us talking or at the meeting and stuff about how it is neat to have those kind of reunions, and
yes.
And I just kind of want to throw out and remind people that if you have a group like that, it doesn't have to be an official thing. Even you could just be a friend group. You can just have a thing. Call us. Email me, email David. We'll gladly set up an event, take you to lunch, walk you around campus. We do a 3-hour tour. We've almost lost nobody.
Almost.
But it's kind of fun. What's it like? Because sorry to remind you again, it has been 20 years.
Yes.
Campus has changed a little bit when you started coming back. Because how much time between graduation and being on the board in the last couple of years had you been on camp? Like a lot or not at all?
Not at all.
Okay, so you had a pretty big jump between graduation and your first meeting back on the board.
Correct. For whatever reason, wasn't linked on Facebook, wasn't linked on LinkedIn, wasn't seeing things coming up on any social outlet for whatever reason. Now I regret not being part of that more, but I'm happy that I was able to get in touch with David and start participating not only on the alumni board, but all the different wonderful, amazing things going on like graduation or I love trunk or treat. We come and I bring my little girl. And so she always goes, Mommy, this is where you went to school. Yep. So
She seemed thrilled at Winterfest.
oh my gosh, I couldn't get her out of here. She would go back and forth between the pool and the bouncy houses and back to the pool and back to the bouncy houses. It was incredible because it's in the middle of winter. The kids need out. They need to get out their energy. And it was perfect. And I got to see a lot of people that I don't necessarily run into because I don't live in Richland. So it was another get together of alumni pretty much.
It's always neat, and especially Abby, who does a lot of work putting that in, and you're kind of the perfect example of that. Alumni bringing back kids and family and see what that means to them, and it really does turn into something kind of really, really cool. But you probably saw, that the campus changed.
Yes, that's the biggest change, and it's taken me a long time because I don't know what door to come into because I'm used to coming in by the pool, but then that's usually locked because I have to come through
with the wellness center.
Yes,
because that was not here when we were students.
No, it's incredible.
It was a basketball court, if you remember. It was the basketball tennis courts.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
yeah.
You're absolutely correct. Outdoor ones.
Yes, outdoor.
Yes, not even indoor. Correct. There wasn't even a building. Yes.
But that's relatively new. Willow Hall is new. It wasn't dorm. Did you stay on campus when you came back?
I did. I stayed at Foxfire my junior year and then went to the Summit apartments, townhouses, for my senior year, which was amazing because you just walked down that hill right to the gym and walked back up. So
they're well
perfect
positioned
placement.
Kind of in the middle there.
Correct. Perfect placement.
But that would have been relatively new. Murtha Building's new.
Yes.
Have you been into the Murtha Building yet?
Yes. Surprisingly during COVID because that's when shots were given.
Oh, okay.
And that's the main reason to be there. But I worked at First Summit Bank and we had some meetings there as well because it is a nice bigger location. Food can be brought in and it's very, very spacious. Sure. So it's very nice.
It's a really kind of cool stuff. But that's the changes that I like talking about it because they kind of blurred into me together to me because I see them every day. Like you see these construction projects or whatever, and it's neat to hear somebody's take on it who sees the dramatic shift, not the small incremental steps.
Yes,
day in and day out.
I believe when I was here in 2004-05, the library was being redone.
That would have been about right. The asbestos abatement process, and the library was a trailer.
Yep.
Off to the side.
Correct. Yes. So, but
and that's when you actually use the library.
I know. What do they do now?
Online and you can
Is there even a library here yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a little different.
More computers.
More collaborative workspace kind of stuff.
Okay.
Still at the floor, just the books, but everything's online.
Nice.
The Pitt Library online is actually I was talking about today during class, very impressive for what you can pull and see and get, including, actually we should probably do this someday, go back and look and see your stuff in the Advocate.
Oh yeah.
Because most of the advocates have been digitized and stuff, so you could probably go back and look at your old scores, box scores and stuff, or whatever.
Well, now you know what I'm going to be doing tonight.
Yeah. The Pitt Library's kind of neat to see that kind of stuff. It's something we don't talk about too much, but it is out there, and you can go back, read those old stories and sort of stuff. David found a Professor Lindbergh up in geology found a very old Pitt Panther. Was the pre-Advocate.
Wow.
When they were downtown. And it was the list of rules for, I believe it was the bowling team who had just voted to go co-ed.
Wow.
And it was stuff like run to class to be in physical shape. Lay down, recline, not late, but recline in a seat half hour prior to eating to aid. It was like all these different kind of weird, very 1930s kind of rules for health and wellness that probably you were not taught as an athlete.
Never.
There was
no reclining, no.
Prior to eating.
Mm-mm. No.
Run from your house to the campus for exercise?
No.
It's very interesting though to see these old articles.
Yeah, I can imagine
what they show. So maybe it'd be kind of cool to go back and look up and see if you show up in any of the advocates.
Yeah, maybe some of those would work good today. Reclining. before
There
I
we
eat.
go.
I'm going to try that.
I already have a couch in the other office, not a recliner. We need to get no work done. You mentioned your daughter.
Yes.
She seems excited. You said, hey, you went to school here. Have you kind of started nudging, hey, you could come here too?
Oh, of course.
Nice.
Yes, because we've brought her ever since, I say when she was born, brought her to games and anything we can. She learned to swim in the swimming pool here when she started when she was 6 months old. So she knows the campus probably as good as I do because it has changed.
To help you where to park.
Yes, correct. She knows the gym. She runs around there. So yeah, absolutely. I would encourage her to come here. No doubt about it.
Good. It's neat to have you back, and certainly you've been a great help on that alumni board. You kind of
Thank you.
are that very calming influence for those of us who are not calming influences.
I like to take it all in and listen to everything prior to. That's just how I process everything. Just prior to speaking out, you just got to hear all sides, and yeah.
It's a pretty neat deal, kind of across the board. I do want to talk a little bit about those connections you made, friends and so forth. Those, I'm assuming those, like everyone else we've talked to, those still your teammates and are still part of that connection that you share.
Oh, absolutely. Every memory you have your teammates in, and driving. I was thinking on the way over here, me and my roommate, she was also my roommate, but we played together as well. We drove the vans, and so we would switch off and on. Whoever had more homework, would get to be the passenger and the other one would drive. And I mean, every moment of your life they're in all the way. And I'm getting back to reconnecting to a lot of them because life happens.
Yeah.
You move away, you trying to find a job, you're trying to find yourself. And so I'm reconnecting with a lot of them again. It helped with the 50th anniversary of volleyball because I was reaching out to them to see if they could come in, if we could all meet, things like that. So that helped for me to reach out to them and see where they're at. And yeah, it's incredible to see them grow up and you grow up, because at school you're having a lot of fun.
Doesn't seem that different until you think about it, right? And you're like, boy, that was.
Most of my stories are when I was in college. When I was in college.
Anything, the particularly embarrassing story you'd like to share about somebody else or yourself.
Yep, correct. Absolutely. Always. But yeah, you knew who had your back.
Yeah.
And you have instant friends. When you join a team, you have instant friends. You're with them prior to school even starting because we had camp. So 2 weeks before school even started, you got fast friends, and man, they stick with you. Those high school friends, they come and go, but your college buddies, through thick and thin, for sure.
You know, one of those early move-ins.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was lucky. It was nice. I got to pick what bed I got, top or bottom, or.
Nice. Well, Alissa, thanks for coming in and sharing and documenting your story for us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot more fun than I thought.
You were a little nervous, but
Yeah.
see, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And it does help that we've known each other for many, many years as well.
I'm mostly harmless.
Yes.
I tend to be mostly dangerous to myself. So, Alissa, again, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And everyone, I thank you for listening to us for another week. We hope you have a great week. We hope if you have any questions about the events that Dave and I talked about beforehand, again, links are in the description. Our emails are in the description. Reach out. Until then, we will talk to you next Wednesday and with another great episode of the Tuck Shop Podcast. The Tuck Shop Podcast is recorded live on the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown campus. Update your contact information with us by visiting johnstown.pitt.edu/alumni. Connect with us online via Facebook and LinkedIn, or consider donating to the university at give2.pitt.edu/giveupj.
This has been a production of Quantum Wave Media. Views expressed do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown.